Hi everybody, welcome to your daily reading. Today's reading is for September. No, what am I saying? Just kidding. Unless that means something to somebody, right? Today's reading is for Saturday, November 16th. Definitely two other S words. Of course, these readings are timeless, and remember they are theme-based. The way they come through my channel is that they are theme-based, and so in the titles you'll often see a date and you'll see a theme for it, and then they get archived in the daily readings playlist. And sometimes, if I could tell they're really about twin flame stuff, they'll get also put into the divine love, like this one's going to be. And if it is lesson based, like for reals lesson based, and it's like about spiritual service and how to's, then that may also be cross-referenced in the tutorials playlist, which I'm going to change to something like lessons. Anyway, let's bump it, guys. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry I haven't replied to many comments. I've just been kind of like trying to pump out these videos on this end. However, I do see all of your comments, God bless. And yeah, so if you thank you so much to those of you who have been trying to, who have been donating. I know one of you, and it's slipping my mind right now, asked about how to donate. Maybe the link wasn't working. So, oh, Maria, that's right, yes. So, hi. What you can do is you can go in the box below. Hopefully it's working. You just copy and paste a little PayPal link in my box. Put it into the URL and press enter, and then it'll just be like a box, and how much would you like to donate? You just put it in. If that doesn't work, definitely just hit me up again, let me know. Thank you, guys. Either way, let's jump in, because you know it's Saturday and I have a friend to meet up with. Yeah. So, anywho, let's get started. So, guys, straight up, what's coming through today for today's reading is clearly a commentary on twin flame relationships, clearly. And as you know, I've put the cards out so that you can also do your own divinations and practice and get your additional insight. But what I want to show you is the shape. First of all, this is a tower, okay? If you notice the tower, it's like do 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 do. That's a foundation. Do do. But look who are in the windows. Look, wait, what? Look who is in the window. Okay, whatever. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Okay, and I know you guys are like, say what? But outside of the castle is the third party. So third party wanted to come and stay in here with the masculine in this window. However, I put it off to the side, and as you see, this person is exiting eventually off to the side. But, you know, I do have cards that want to come in. They're just not ready yet, so we'll explore that. Now, one of the things that Spirit mentioned is third parties, the third party. They're saying for the male energy, there's often a third thing that needs to come in, whether, and you know, obviously it's so easy for that third thing to be a woman. But or man, you know, whatever, right? Third party. But there's often like a third thing that's needed to come in and like create that whatever, that potential for healing. But here it's interesting, here in the because this is like the foundation for the feminine, the masculine. This is following whatever tower moments, you know, happen, and this is what the feminine usually goes into, the masculine goes into this, and this is their next move, and this is, or you know what, Spirit is saying, yes, this is after a tower has fallen, but for at least down here, but you know, the foundation could look different depending on what stage they're in. Thank you, Spirit. And this seems like a son, S-O-N, for some reason, some younger male energy that, I don't know, maybe that's the person who comes in to help the feminine heal. IDK, guys, but let's jump into these cards. Keeping it short today because I do have to go out. I can tell you already that it does look like it might be a short reading. I always say that and doesn't, but it isn't. The top here is pretty straightforward. These are the energies that crown. It's almost like when divine masculines and divine feminines come in as together as twins. When they incarnate together, it's almost like they come in together. This also looks like a spaceship landing, but when they come in together, they come in with this top row. It's like, all right, handshake, we're gonna stick to this, all right? Let's do our best before we even get started. First thing is the squirrel spirit, super cute, saying believe in yourself, right? Because I'm seeing that spirit is saying that when you come in, and if you can still continue to do this, these top energies would be great. When you come in, you've got this connection intact, right? You see these two cute little chestnuts, or those acorns, whatever. But what I'm seeing is this squirrel is beating this drum of who he is, who he or she is, in both of these energies, right? So the idea is to come in and through the many seasons keep beating that drum, keep beating it. Remember who you are. Don't lose who you are, not for anybody. Don't lose who you are for yourself, and don't lose who you are for the other person. And let's be honest, from where a lot of us are sitting right now, we done lost ourselves in every which way. So let's remember that's a tenet of this connection. Let's bring it back into awareness. So don't slip out of who you are just because you want to fit into who your divine other or anybody else wants you to be. Okay, so right. Next thing, transformation is beautiful. Look at this card. Obviously, it's the butterfly card. It has the 11. It's gorgeous. It says it's an assurance to us. It's a comfort, first of all, as we come in together, that transformation will happen for better or for worse, they're saying. And that's the reason why they chose those words, is because twins are already married on the other side. It's about coming into union down here. So it has already taken place above. Let's try to manifest it below. That's the point. So that's why they're saying for better or for worse. You're already married in spirit. This has already happened. The physical is a lag behind. And what they're saying, though, is transformation down here is an assurance. And there's a beautiful thing in that, in the sense that, hey, we're coming in and we're going to make this happen. We're going to, no matter what, even if it's not a harmonious union and we're not living it out our twilight years together with a house full of kids and grandkids, at least we will have had an impact on each other, and that's what the point is. But I'm also seeing this butterfly here and these two legs, these women, these two females' two legs, and we see this butterfly here. You know where that is. Now, they're also saying that the road is going to be bumpy. It's kind of like, look who it's standing over, by the way, the feminine. It's kind of like transformation is happening. We're both going to be learning, and, well, there might be other women, is what, well, not might be. I mean, the fact that it's up here is definitely saying, please expect that to be a case for you. And maybe some of you are like, well, yes, I know I'm a twin, but my honey bun his third party was never a woman. Well, that's great. Yeah, I'd like to shake your hand and say, yes, keep going. But for the rest of us, okay, bing. So whatever that is, that third party, they're saying that third party, remember, it doesn't have to be another person, male, female, but it's in there, it's built in there. Okay, they're saying whatever, see this little specter saying whatever it is designed to give you grief. And that's the transformation part. It like hits you right on the head. And I'm seeing her like getting hit on the head with whatever this thing is, and her wanting to reach over this parrot and be like, boing, right on his head. Wow. So the frustration you could see is on this side of the tower. Definitely frustration. May I also say spaceship? Let's think of this as a spaceship in its landing. It's a spaceship that functions as a tower. Together, you guys, a capsule, they're saying. Capsule. You guys are encapsulated together, and as you land onto the earth and you incarnate, it becomes a tower, right, in a physical. And of course, we know what happens to towers. They fall. And either way, these are all the elements that are present, they're saying, in this encapsulation. Thank you, Spirit. God, they're so great. They're so eloquent, you know. Anyways, so we're seeing that. But they're saying that this third party doesn't have to be a person, but this catalyst that is here is wearing a crown because it's serving a divine purpose. Okay, let me take a sip here. I'm getting a very newspaper feeling, by the way. And that comes up every now and then, but I'm always like, well, what does it mean in this case? So newspaper feeling, I'm like, does this mean, oh my god, are my ears itching? Okay, I'm like, scratch, all right, so okay, God, sometimes we're like, I don't get it, God, and it's like slapping us in the face. So there's going to be some kind of news. So if you're watching this, there's going to be some kind of news for you. And now my other ear is itching. And they're saying, when that news comes in, let it pass right through. In one ear, out the other. Thank you, God. Now, they're talking to Divine Feminine. What is that news about? Could be about whatever this divine catalyst is, whether it's a third-party male-female, whether it's something else that is throwing a wrench in your expectations for this connection. They're showing this chameleon spirit. Nice segue, God. They're showing this chameleon spirit. Look, he's unfazed. They're like, let it roll right off your back. Right? You see, he's like changing colors because he doesn't care about that. And it's like, oh, it's like something touches him and he's like, change colors, so it like bounces away. In other words, they're saying as the chameleon changes colors to no longer be a color match, and color is just vibration in the visible spectrum, they're saying change your vibration so that these terrible news, the terrible news that comes in to be catalysts in your life, whether it's coming up soon or you've had it over and over again and will have it again, they're saying let it come in and roll off your back. Act as if. This leads us to the third element that they try to get us twins and people on the twin flame journey. They're saying soulmates as well may trigger us in many ways and whatever. Let's not think about labels. I'm saying twin because that's what it feels like, divine counterparts. But if you're attracted to this video and if you feel like, well, this very much describes the dynamic I have with this other person, whether it's male, female, whether it's romantic, whether it's father, son, whether it's mother, daughter, mother, son, co-workers, it does not matter. This is connecting to relationships and the dynamics. But a lot of you are in romantic dealings or want to be with this person, so that's why it comes through. But please, please, please remember, it doesn't matter what the actual situation is, the relationship is. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be brother, sister. You'll just know it because the dynamic applies. Thanks, Spirit, for that. So they're saying act as if, hold the vision. That's another way of saying hold the vision. So you have to beat the drum of being who you are, maintain who you are, maintain contact with that divine aspect within yourself, male and female. All right? And keep beating that throughout this whole thing. Don't ever let whatever happens make you forget who you are, and cling to it, because who you are is going to take you through this journey, and it's going to be the impetus in many ways to start a new cycle and to end cycles, right? But it's usually a return to self that tells you like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm not putting up with this anymore. We're done. Next cycle begins, right? So that's important. They're also saying, remember that the catalysts that come in could be people, third parties, male, female. It could be things and situations, whatever it is, it wears the crown because it serves a divine purpose. It's standing right over the female. So that's also a special commentary when it is a third party female or fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 party female, right? Or male, whatever that other person is. So they're showing that. They're saying keep yourself as the queen. You know who you are. Act as if you know the truth. And what's the truth? I'm seeing up here, divine holy matrimony. Okay? That's that mantelpiece that stands above the two of you as you stand under that stained glass window, under the aisle, right there by God, in front of God. God is your officiant when you are in this, when you get quote unquote married or fused, or I don't know what the process is, God bless. Maybe one day Spirit can come through with something like that and let us know. Yay. Anyway, the great mystery of it all, right? But who's there? It's not a priest. It's not the Pope. It's not, these things don't exist. Not to be irreverent, guys, but I get a little mad about that sometimes, if you haven't noticed, because it's good to embrace those things and those holy structures as they've been interpreted here on earth. The Pope and the this and the holy leader and but you have to always keep a keen eye, because those posts that you've appointed as a human being and have signed on to someone else's appointment as a human being. They're humans. And so the point is, always know that you don't need an officiant for anything. It's always going to be an internal looking. You look to yourself, and through yourself you see the universe. You see all that is. But when you and your twin are standing in divine matrimony, the only person that is above you in that moment and officiates is that God essence. And you've already seen in the last few daily readings that God stands by you. He doesn't stand above you. He's in you, around you, everywhere, but he just observes. He's there. He observes and he allows. Allows is like the best word I can say in the English language to show that connection that God has with us. I would say God excuse me, allows. That's all. Allows. And it's not allows in the sense like, well, I let you do this. That's a synonym often to let somebody do something, but it doesn't come close to this word allows. Excuse me. And it's like I'm seeing A with a big crown over it. Allows. So maybe you can like meditate on that, guys. If you're interested in connecting to what that is, you can turn to your angels and guides who are sitting right next to you and say, hi guys, and turn inward and ask them to help you to work through this idea of this concept of allows, if you want to feel the energy of that. But anyway, Spirit is saying hold your vision. As you guys come in, this is something that applies to both of you. Hold your vision. And notice the watch your words is right underneath, and it sits right between both parties. Okay, watch your words. Act as if and watch your words. As within, without. As above, below. Act as if 5D. Watch your words 3D. Right? So these are counterparts in and of themselves. It's like the train. I love this analogy of the train. Manifestation is simple. It's train, in this analogy, it's simple. It's train and it's train tracks. What comes first? Okay? The train tracks come first. The train tracks come before the train is built. Right? And I don't know. I don't actually know how trains are built and blah, blah. So maybe they're like, let's build a train first and then the tracks. Who knows? But in my analogy, focus. So we have the train tracks built first. And then the train comes. Without the tracks, what's the train? Nothing. And so when you lay the tracks, you must, that's the thought part, the acting as if, the knowing, the holding the vision, the 5D, the impressing upon the universe and the fabric of the universe, which is very fertile. It's filled with fecundity. So in that sense, look at him. He's like dropping all these things from the branch. He's dropping it. He knows that he drops first, and as he drops these multicolored things, they take flight and they come into existence. Okay? So what comes first are these little jewels. Chameleon Spirit is really teaching us today. Look at his eyes. He's like, yeah, whatever. He's like, yeah, take some notes. Look, he's dropping these jewels. What are these jewels? They all look like just jewels, little bits of like fruity pebbles, but as jewels. But when they fall, look at them. Each jewel turns into something. Look at this one. It's popping right from this jewel state out into a bird. And you can still see as the jewel comes out, it looks like splatters of paint. And from that comes this beautiful emanation. I mean, like, God. Can I just, guys, listen. Shout out hard shout out to Colette Baron-Reid. I've been watching her and following her for like over a decade. You know, when she was on Hay House, is she still on there, right? Shout out, okay? She had a radio show. She would be talking about her personal issues and how a lot of people persecuted her in her life. Look at these cards. Look at what came through Colette Baron-Reid. Yes, right? Yes. These cards are so highly vibrating. Like, I know when these cards come out, messages come out, okay? So look at this. Spirit is saying to hold your vision. And look at these pink ones. These pink ones, notice that these pink ones, it's almost like these pink ones are coming from outside of this beautiful chameleon. Now, I almost said calibri. I don't know what I was going to say, but it sounds close to calibrian, calibration, right? Look at these flecks of pink. This chameleon and all, you guys are the chameleon, in all of its, like, its glory and all of its essence, it has the ability to create so much. And this is God-given. It's even sitting on a branch given by God. If you look out, there must be just forests and forests and forests or whatever filled with branches and chameleons sitting on it, just each representing us as creator beings. But notice there's a strip of pink, because that pink is what calibrates us to this. See this? These pink little pebbles there, gems. Those are God's essences, because as we drop and we co-create along with God. God sits and God allows. Whose palette? Or no, whose what's the word? Not palette. Whose canvas do you think we're putting our paints on? It's God's canvas, right? It's God's. And as we put our beautiful colors of all different shades and everything onto this canvas, it creates this beauty. And we don't need to stop and think all the time whose canvas is it, because we know it's something God gave us as a mother, beautiful, loving mother, loving to the core, gives a child that sheet of paper so that child can do whatever, finger paints, whatever they want. And when it comes time, oh look, Divine Masculine, oh look at him in his little palette. He's like, yep, thanks God, he's saying. And when it comes time for that lovely child to start painting off the palette, off the canvas, onto the floor and onto whatever lays beyond that, then I think is a moment when we've really reached mystery. And at that moment, maybe God takes us by the hand and shows us something. And that, my friends, is an individual journey. That I think that might be. Oh, look at this! Right off this one card is Ace of Pentacles. Look, you know, once we're like, thank you, and we've been drawing, and we start to get off of the canvas, we go through here, and God takes us by the hand, and He shows us something. He gives us something. And how many of us? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's at that part of the journey, but I look forward to it, right? Anyway, so hold the vision for what it is that you're doing, masculine and feminine. Hold the vision, because as you hold that vision, no matter what you see going on around you, see how his eyes are kind of like half closed, they look a little closed. Limit your vision to what is in the inside, to what is above, that high vibe, and let God complement and match that. And as it comes, it takes fruition. It goes into flight. You cannot look at what is in the 3D. That is the killer. That is the biggest killer for manifestation. You're saying, you know that God has this divine wealth for you. You know that there's money abounding, abundance abounding for you. But yet you keep looking at your bank account and you're like, wait, I don't have much money. How am I going to make? How can you look there and look above? If you know that you're constantly manifesting, constantly dropping things, you must be mindful about what it is that you're dropping. All right? So keep your mind straight. And don't listen to what everybody else is saying. As they said, let these things come in one ear and out the other, okay? So that you can properly manifest the conditions that are in your highest good. That being said, yesterday I forgot to say my affirmation during the call, but I said it before, and I remembered now because it just reminded me. So my affirmation that I'm doing for the month of November, God bless, is I love and accept. Ooh, it's changed. Remember, it was I love and accept what is unfolding for my highest good or something like that. But it just changed right now. It's I love and accept where I am. Guys, oh my gosh, my affirmation changed. I'm on the third affirmation for the month of November. I love and accept where I am now. And in a sense, thank you, Spirit. Oh, they're so great. In a sense, I feel comfortable with where that is. I love and accept where I am now. And I have to I'm going to keep working on that one and bringing it in. In my low moments, I will experience a lot of resistance to that. But then I build myself up, get myself into the right frame of mind again. And once I'm vibing with that high vibe affirmation statement, I know I'm in a great mind for manifestation. I love and accept where I am now. All right? It doesn't talk about who's with me, who's not with me, what is to come, what is not to come. You know, it doesn't matter. I just love and accept where I am now. But there's also this, and I'm seeing this in chameleon spirit. It looks like chameleon spirit. It looks like a hand, and like this is the right hand holding the branch, and him looking down at the same time. So there's this excitement, a little bit I'm feeling it in my statement about what's to come next. And it kind of goes back to what it was. I love and accept, and I look forward to what is unfolding for my highest good. I like to always append the idea of what for my highest good, because when you are divining, you always, whether it's through whether it's spells or spell work or affirmations or tones or whatever, whenever you're divining, you must always have a target. What's your target? And a lot of times when people sit there and try to manifest, their target is it's lame. So for example, I want us to be happy together. Boom, bad target. Sorry. Here's your best target. But to manifest that same thing, I want us to be happy together. It's too limited. Change it instead to something like, I look forward to the both of us enjoying, or both of us, let's see, this is real times, guys, real time. I look forward to, or I enjoy the fact that both of us are pursuing and have found our individual happiness, and that we can both collectively be happy in what we have discovered our individual happiness to be. In other words, I mean, you know, that's a rough first draft, but you feel into it. Eventually, the shift is different. Instead of hoping for us to be happy together, which is very terminal, has an ending point, with ending with you guys being together and you guys finding happiness within each other. But that is too closed-minded. Anyway, instead, focus on both of you being happy within yourselves. And wherever that path leads, you're collectively happy together and for yourselves. So that is open-ended, because it means that not only can this person not only will each of you find happiness, but if you find happiness with each other, then you're happy together. But if you find happiness with other people or somewhere else and your paths diverge, you're still both happy, because you're both happy because each of you is happy, and that's what makes you happy. All right, so the point is have an open-ended view of things, and that will take you far. And so whatever you are manifesting, make sure you have a target that is solid gold. And for me, the solid gold target that I've discovered up until this age, and some of you guys were wondering how old I am. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. 37. Ooh, ooh. But also, yeah. But eternally a child. What can I say? God bless. What in my 37 sons, God bless, SUNS, I have discovered that my highest target is for my highest good, and that's why I like to append that to whatever it is that I'm affirming. So I love and accept where I am, and I look forward to what is unfolding for my highest good. Boom, that's it. All right, so let's move on. So this is the third energy that they're trying to say for twins. Act as if, hold your vision, trust in what you know to be true on the inside, because if you are the creator, you are putting that out there. Make sure that you're keeping your divinations open-ended. Okay? Make sure you calibrate it to the north for the highest good for all parties involved, whether or not you guys end up together. All right? That's the truest north. And watch those things that emanate, those emanations, come into fruition. Now I'm seeing this spirit, this parrot, heading over to this male spirit, right? I feel that tells us that it is, in a big way, we both need to, male, female, hold a vision. That's what our divine masculine is saying over my shoulder. Aw, God bless. But look, they're also saying that the female is the one holding the vision. Hold the vision. That's your job in many ways. Hold the vision, because you're here. and he's on the ground. Notice how, like, he's sitting and he's got his, sorry, can you see? He's got his blueprint on the ground. He's grounded. He is physical. That's where he is holding. You are more, look at you, like hair blowing in the wind, scepter held high, the very windy, right? Other people around you are on the ground, you know, your kids, your whatever. But you are holding, you're pregnant, you're holding this fertility within you. Speak. Hold, then speak. Hold, envision, speak. All right? And don't waste your words. Remember, look at on these calls, guys. Let me keep an eye on the time. Look on these calls, guys. Look at how none of my words are wasted. Nothing is minced. Actions are not minced. Everything is highly divinely orchestrated because it all comes into having meaning inside of these calls. All right? Look at that. Nothing is wasted. Vulture spirit. Vulture spirit actually looks just like divine feminine. See how they're mirroring? They're both even wearing the crowns. They're both in red. So he's saying nothing is wasted. Watch your words. All right? Now, for the male, I want to come in over here because take a look at the male. He's got giraffe spirit, but it's upside down. Giraffe spirit says see the big picture. One of the challenges for the male energy is that he's not able to see the big picture. And notice how it's sitting right under be playful. Male energy may get lost in the playing around and may get lost in the physical because he's on the ground. What's physical? The flesh, money, right? Ambitions, things like that. 3D real world stuff that's valorized in mainstream media. They're not even trained to look up and get in touch with their intuition. So they're down here. Right? What does divine feminine tend to have problems with? Staying grounded at times, right? And of course, there doesn't mean that a lot of you women out there aren't grounded and aren't practical. I'm just saying that these are some challenges for the divine feminine because her realm is a little bit in the upper sphere is as above and he's below, and she breathes these visions out and he follows. Look, as she breathes out these words, they're placed onto this map, and let's see, this blueprint, they magically appear on this blueprint. He doesn't know where it's coming from. He may not even see that this was blank first or that things are changing. He just looks down and follows. All right, in many ways. The female energy sets the agenda. So that's why it's very important, divine feminine, that you keep your mood up, that you stay focused, that you let things, these catalysts, these other women, these other men, these whatever, family members that are coming in to disrupt this union, make sure that you let those things come in one ear and out the other. They serve a purpose. They're going to jab you. They're catalysts. But you don't have to hold on to it. Like chameleon spirit. It hits him and he's like, huh, what's that? Changes color and it goes off. He needs to protect this ability to create. Whatever's coming in, he cannot allow it to interrupt his creativity. Just like a mother holding this baby in her womb, she's holding the baby and she's protecting the baby. She's not going to let things from the outside hit her stomach and intercept the growth process, and right, that's your sacred gift. They're showing a parallel here. That's your sacred gift, giving birth to things in the physical, from the non-physical, and from the non-physical into physical, through your body, through your mind. That's your job, divine feminine, and you must protect it. And understandably, they're saying you go through a lot of hardships because you have issues like rejection and fears and things and real world issues that come up because of what's going on from this end. But you have the challenge of staying straight, and not straight orientation, okay? So don't get confused. Staying straight on the path, keeping that narrow, straight and narrow. It doesn't matter how many legs, other women's legs, come into your picture. They're saying you need to keep yourself clear so that you can be a clear channel in the physical, and because that's all you're doing, bringing things in from the non-physical, whether it's through your body as a baby or whether it's through your mind as ideas and energies, and right, so they can be transmitted into the consciousness, into the world of the divine masculine with whom you share and encapsulation, right? So one of the biggest challenges for men is that sight. The male divine masculine is that sight. Doesn't mean that he can't see, because we have, and doesn't mean she can't be grounded. There are divine aspects of male and female within each, but this one's more predominantly this charge. We'd say a positive charge or a negative charge. I don't know which one is which, but feminine charge. And we have the male charge. This one's more divinely male charged. Okay. So yeah, he sees the physical, and he wants to play around there because that's all that's real to him. And males go out into the world to learn to provide, to conquer the land, to do this, to make a mark there. That's their playground, right? And so something usually needs to come in and disrupt that process so that they can start to see the bigger picture, right? So we're gonna bring this here. Well, we'll leave it upside down to show the dichotomy there, but the connection here. And so sorry, spirit is coming through. I'm feeling a disorientation. It almost feels like something flew in through in one ear and stayed in my mind, and now it's like disrupting like the passage of information almost. And I'm wondering, it kind of gave me a little disoriented Virgo. What does that mean? Okay, that means something for somebody. Okay, hold on. What was the Virgo reading for this month? I don't know. Anyway, I was going to say vertigo, but the word Virgo came out. So hopefully that makes sense. And if it does come to make sense, I will let you guys know. Hold on, let me just check the Virgo reading, just in case. Okay, so I just checked the Virgo reading for this month. I'm assuming that might have something to do with it. But it says, trust in the initiation process, avoid distractions at all costs. Ha! Yes. I get that. So we were talking about how we often need something to, thank you, Spirit, often need something to interrupt the male process, this masculine process of being too much into physical. And what that is initiation. And you saw how it like flew into my mind, and like it didn't go out, and it blocked my hearing a little bit, and it's like, you know, what's going on? And so whatever that is, it always has to come in and kind of hit the male a bit to awaken him from this overindulgence at times. And imagine if all you knew was this physical world, and you were taught and trained to see the physical world as needing to be a certain way. Like, for example, I must go out, I must make a lot of money, I must clean up, I must own material items, I must be able to provide for a woman, I must have as many women, I must play the field, I must sow my oats, I must be a force, I must have a legacy, all that stuff is stuff we put on the divine masculine in the physical. And it's kind of like, it's hard for a lot of the men in our lives, we know, because we see them struggling, right, to do these things. But it gives them also playground from that is clear, and it gives them a map that they think they have to follow. Okay, I need to go out and get a job now, I need to make money, because when I make money I can do this, I can educate myself. And so what happens is they get caught up in that unreal. They get very, very, very caught up in the physical, because that's their realm. And so initiation comes in, and their catalysts very often are third parties. That's what they were saying earlier. The divine masculine needs a third party of some sort, whether it's women or men, other partners, whether it's losing a job, whether it's whatever, illness, an accident. They need a catalyst that is very physical to come in and to disrupt that process, that connection between the physical world. So they need to learn that it's okay to be playful and to be light about things, but not to get lost in the material. Okay? At the same time, be loyal to what you love. Notice how these cards are here, right? This card is here. Be loyal to what you love. Divine masculine, look when he's holding his scepter. When he is in his masculine, when he is coming into being and coming into connection, he starts to realize what it is that he loves. Notice the crown is pointing up. Notice the scepter is pointing up, the staff. He loves his feminine. He loves his feminine because his feminine is the embodiment of his other half. It connects him to those elements that he has been missing, has been denying, has not been in access to. And the way to go there is to go inward. Everything is going inward. When he goes inward, he is drawn to his feminine because she is him and she is in the inside, right? Be loyal. Loyalty. On the 3D, that comes down to being loyal. Fidelity. Faithfulness. Not adulterating what it is that has been preordained, or that has been ordained, that has been built. Look at him. He's also wearing his own beads right there, right? Both of them are responsible, Spirit is saying, for manifesting. So they both need to hold their vision. But obviously, feminine should probably hold the vision a little bit more at times to accommodate for this this male divine masculine emphasis in the physical. If think about the yin yang symbol, if you think about it, it looks like half and half, right? I can't make it. I can't make it here, but let's anyway, something like that. Well, you know the circle where it's like half dark, half light, and there's a bubble. There's anyway. It looks like a God, the word tamanegi? Tamanegi? What am I saying? Anyway, no, that's not it. Anyway, the divine. Hold on, I gotta get it, guys. Hold on. Wow, not tamanegi, guys. I'm crazy. Love myself. Magatama, right? It's one of the sacred artifacts in Japan. You guys have probably seen this. Hold on. I'm pulling up my laptop. This symbol. If I eek. Remember these? Magatama? But, imagine them together creating... Oh, like I have touchscreen. Wow, did I just do that? Look at these two Magatamas together. Okay? That's that Taoism symbol. It looks very similar. I almost said similar. Very similar. So imagine that image. Imagine it's kind of like swirling, and they're always going to be, male and female are always going to be combinations of each other. Maybe they're not always going to be 50-50. They're not always going to be holding the vision 50%. Maybe in his 30% of holding the vision, she's holding 70% of the vision at that time, right? Like things like that. So, but it's always complementary. It's always about balance, and that's why they say if you overgive, you're pushing that person away, and you're pushing them into take mode. So to create that balance, it's all about balance. You have to give and take equally, and they will give and take equally. That's how that works. Okay, it brings each other into balance. So that's her sacred bond, and that's what's going on here. So he needs to learn to amidst all of this very physical playing and very physically being lost, he needs to get to a place where he has this interruption, this initiation. Very often it's going to come in the form of a third party, a third person, or some kind of catalyst that is going to start this initiation process. It's going to be a tower moment, right? Now, I just want to pump in and say that Spirit, they've said this, but I didn't bring the card in, but now they want me to. Bing! It's almost like this is the beginner series. Welcome to Twin Flames 101. They say we've heard your call. We've heard your question. So here's the beginning. So I love this because I really feel like Spirit is going to be teaching us about a lot of things through my channel. And so everything that comes through the daily readings, they're going to tend to be lesson based, and they're in the archives. So check it out if you are interested in anything pulls you in. Today is going to be one of those beginner lessons, and I'm taking notes. All right. Anyway, thank you, Spirit, for that. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's going to that catalyst is going to make him look up, that's the thing. Look up. Look up. Look up, right? And when he looks up, he starts to realize that all is not in the physical. There are things above. And that's when he starts to connect with his twin, his divine feminine. He starts to connect with himself, maybe even more women in his life, his mother, his sisters, his aunts. He starts to see femininity in general. He starts to become more in touch with his sensitivity, starts to embody more of these these traits more akin to or more attributed to femininity, like sensitivity and empathy. And through that process, he starts to understand the effect that he's had in his world. It's like someone who's just been trudging somewhere, and then they're like, oh, they come into awareness. Oh, there are little people, there are little fairies on the ground, or there are little, like, did I just walk through a civilization? And he goes back to try and assess the damage. And he starts to get in touch with his feelings and realize, oh my God, I've just been stomping through this village of people. I didn't know that, right? So it's getting into this empathy. And through that, he connects with love, and loyalty. And he starts to learn these more nurturing levels of awareness and a commitment, Spirit is saying, right? Oh, thank you, Spirit. And they're saying through that comes this commitment to, and this loyalty and this fidelity, because he understands that when he quote unquote cheats, to use that word, or when he is not in fidelity, when he's not in his integrity, he has real world consequences. So notice how this playful spirit, this cute little birdkin, it's a sandpiper. I just learned that. Look at how he could be like stomping around here, but then as he starts to realize, oh my God, there's life here beneath my feet. There are consequences. I'm hurting things. He starts to step more gingerly. And he enjoys it, because as he is stepping more gingerly, he sees that he allows life to grow around him. When you're not stamping things out, you get to see the life grow beneath you and around you. That's when you get to see your grandkids and your children and the this and that and the projects that when you're in your integrity and not stomping all over, they're allowed to grow, and they give you gifts. They surprise you. They create, and you watch them create. And they're connecting this to God. They're connecting how God allows. Oh, beautiful tie-in, guys. God allows, and as God allows, he gets to witness the many things that this life that he allows, the many things they get to build for themselves and tear down, and the lives and they create, and God's just standing there watching all of this around, just like a patriarch gets to watch his children grow and make decisions and have heartbreaks and losses and triumphs and achievements, and then they go on to build, and he gets to be a grandfather now and a great-great-grandfather, and the businesses he's created and the community things he's given to, and it's like seeing this all come to life. That is divine masculine in its finest. Learning to step lightly, learning to use his power, his ability more maturely, and getting something in return. And he steps into this mode. They both step into that mode of giving. What does he get in return? He gets to see true building. Because that's what men are trained to do. They're like, get out. People are trained to, you're a man now, get out there, make your mark on the world, be ambitious, get this job, but it's that kind of thinking is not divine masculine thinking. Divine masculine thinking is about building and creating so that others that come after you can build and create and build and create and build and create. And you get to look down as the masculine and look at what has flourished from you and from your actions as this person, this being, this essence in integrity. That, my dears, is divine masculinity. All right, so let's continue here. All right, blah, 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 blah. Where does Spirit want to go? All right, so let's look at this tower. And by the way, let's look at this time. I know it. I knew this would last long. Okay, all right, okay. I can do this. I can do this. Let's go. So let's go down to this tower here. We see these beautiful male and female energies together. Now, what happens when the tower falls in the physical? What happens as we're coming down and these towers fall in the physical? It is the female way, her foundation, the divine female, her foundation becomes this, having a new beginning, right? And what does this new beginning look like often? I'm done with this. I'm walking away, right? I'm starting new. I'm leaving this behind. And we know from our past readings, our past calls, that the feminine, the divine feminine, sets the tone. She is the agenda. She sets the agenda. When she wisens up, gets her catalyst, right? Lets it go in one ear, out the other, and moves back into divine feminine, she starts in on her next cycle. That next cycle brings this male energy into his next cycle. It's very often, imagine it being like a wave. She initiates. If she starts the wave, he initiates. She brings it up, he brings it up. If she's low, she's bringing him down in a sense. Because remember, she's transmitting these visions, these energies to him. And the biggest challenge for divine feminine is to work through the aftershocks of what this male does as he trudges through this world before he awakens to understanding principles like empathy and growth and things like that, and allowing. He's just trampling, and that gets transmitted to her, and it shows up for her as rejection, abandonment. It triggers all of these core wounds that are there. It just triggers. That's all it does. And so she has to be able, I'm seeing this butterfly, to transform that. It's like they're both just like transform, right? Just transform, transmute, because we cannot get in the way of these things cannot get in the way of her being able to manifest this reality. And it's hard, right? It's hard. And a lot of these YouTube videos that are like, hang in there, hold on, guys, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be a buffer for you when you want to just be like, F this, I'm out of here, because this is some BS, right? They're trying to be a buffer for you because spirit sees. It's like those what do you call it? The pinball machines. Ding, 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 right? You want to get out, but it's like, no, stay in there. Don't break. You see, my voice just broke. My voice literally just broke when I said that. Don't break. Hold the vision. Be 0-point gravity. Right? And don't forget, the divine masculine came in as well. So some of you joined in the call for the first time. Divine masculine came in and led a discussion a few days ago. You'll see it in the daily readings playlist. And it has divine masculine in the title. We know that the divine feminine came in a few days earlier, maybe a day or 2 days earlier. So you can hear them talking a bit as well on these issues. But divine feminine, your thing after your tower moments, your many cycles, is to get up and be the fool, renewed. It is your job, it is your divine job to be like a filter. You filter stuff that comes in, you filter it out, you get rid of the chaff, you get rid of all of that, and you get back into focusing and being in your space of holding the space. But you also will notice that what happens is that you get closer to the ground. See how she moves from this water and this deep emotional state, and she comes out refreshed onto the land. So a lot of times you will find that as the divine feminine, after you go through this, after your boyfriend cheats, or after he does this, or whatever it is, you walk away, and your challenge is then to build something. A lot of you will come into spiritual service. A lot of you will focus on your career. A lot of you will become more passionate about, find hobbies. A lot of you will return to family members. You'll get back into your life, your friends. It's physical reconnection with yourself and with other things. That's when we get the separation again, right? So it's like you returning to build again in the foundation. Now, what happens to divine masculine, though, is when there's this catalyst and the tower hits and whatever. And what does it look like? You know, could be him losing the job, him having an accident, whatever, that very real thing, him getting caught cheating, whatever it is, this catalyst that comes in. After that happens, what does he return to? He becomes this high priestess. He gets into intuition. He goes inward. Notice how, and it's like the Magatama brought together to create that yin-yang symbol, right? Always 100%. But when one is light, one is dark. One is 80, one is 20. One is 50, one is 50. One is 70, one is 30. One is 70, one is 30. One is 60, one is 40. That's just how it goes. One runs, the other chases. It's to get into balance. Notice she's getting into the physical then. Giving birth. That's when the baby's born. Giving birth, creating, changing jobs, getting rooted, getting connected to herself and her environment. He goes inward, right, as this high priestess. And look at him. I'm seeing this high priestess along with the magician. Remember, the high priestess works with the intuitive. The magician, her counterpart, works with the physical. And together I'm seeing in this that both, because he's still masculine, so he's still going to be the magician, have that physical aspect. But it's like he's using these physical tools to connect to his higher self. And what does that look like for them? Divine masculine, it looks like, what the just happened? That's what it looks like. What the just happened? And they like, what just happened? Both women walked away from me, or all eight women walked away from me after they found out about each other, right? Or I just got hit by a truck. What does this mean? Now I'm laid up and I have nothing to do but just heal and go inward. Sometimes they're dealing with a lot of grief, a lot of emotions, right? Whatever this is, it turns them inward and it turns them on themselves, and they have to start looking at themselves like, what have I been doing? And eventually, eventually they'll come to realize that they've been kind of in their very physical place, been kind of like trudging on things and kind of hurting things, and it starts to breed empathy, and they start to wake up more and more and more. And the divine masculine that is truly in his masculinity knows when he's there, because he is attracted to the feminine. When he is not attracted to his divine feminine, to that person, that physical emanation of his feminine, then that means he's not there yet in his divine masculine. He's still going through his process, whatever. But you can mark it, because the more in love and the more committed and the more loyal and the more he wants to be around her, that means that he's more in his divine masculine sense. But Spirit is saying that's when she is in her divine feminine. If you're in the distorted feminine with ideas like try not to curse, guys. F him, he did this, well, you know what, F you and your mama and blah, blah, blah. That's distorted femininity. You cannot have a divine masculine in his light when you are not in yours. So divine feminine, if you want to have your masculine come to you, have to transmute these core wounds, rejection, abandonment, blah, blah, blah. And they're all very real. And as a divine feminine, trust me, I know it is not fair. It's not fair that we have to have this happen to us, and then we have to transmute it, and then have to come back and create it and create the happy space for everybody, right? It's not fair, because it's almost like a thankless job. And look at motherhood. In many cases, look at being a teacher, okay? In many cases, these are thankless jobs, because nobody thanks you, nobody says sorry, nobody this and that, until they come into awareness and they're able to look back and see, oh shoot, that's what I've been doing, right? They're saying to beat the drum, believe in who you are, because who you are is very special. These cards all apply to both the masculine and feminine, but you notice how these ones tend to be more towards the feminine, and these ones tend to be more towards the masculine side of things, right? But they both need to hold the vision, right? But notice that they're holding the vision to different degrees at different times. So always, at all given times, ask yourself, am I being in my am I being in my masculine side, right? Sorry, I hate when this cuts off. Anyway, ask yourself, am I being in the light aspects of my feminine and my masculine? In other words, am I holding the vision as a feminine? Am I creating the space as a feminine? Am I modeling as the feminine? Am I showing love as the feminine? And as the masculine, am I in connection with my empathy? Am I careful with things? Am I loving? Am I being a good force in this life? Am I building? Am I creating? Am I allowing? Those are the kinds of things that you need to be asking yourself, that's when you're in your light aspects. And trust me, guys, when you are both in the light, you are like this compatibility. If you're not compatible right now, that's because you need to be balancing. But trust me, that's why they say this is the greatest love. It is the highest expression, because it's you, loving you. Let me put back on this light, hold on. Okay, right? Loving you, and in loving you, you're loving each other, and you guys just build. You build. Okay? Now, some masculines are going to have the opportunity to masculine. Oh my God, they're so funny. Masculine up, man up, masculine up, but masculine, divine masculine up in this lifetime. I'm serious. A lot of masculines, if you are a divine masculine and you're watching this video, it is very real. It is a very real opportunity for you to come into divine masculinity in this lifetime. And the way to judge that is how you move towards your feminine, this person in your life who you know who she is. It's just like she knows who you are. Now, a lot of you divine feminines watching this, you are instructed to hold a vision. Doesn't mean that you're going to come into, it doesn't mean your masculine is going to become the masculine in this lifetime. Some of them will, and some of them will not, maybe in another lifetime, but nothing is wasted. You're required to keep going, because everything that you're giving is actively helping this masculine to become ready. And that's how it is, right? But if you are a divine masculine and this is possibility for you in this lifetime, you will know, because spirit is like trying to hit you over the head with it, right? Excuse me. And I do get requests for personal readings from masculines, and I see the struggle. A lot of them are struggling with initiation. A lot of them are struggling in this moment here where they're waking up and they're trying to burst through. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's awakening. All right. So anyway, going forward, remember, so the feminine, then she moves into her cycle after these tower moments of her cycle of going inward and healing those wounds, but then really going outward and in her world, 3D world, starting new things, getting into new situations, connecting with other people. That's her way. The masculine, what he ends up doing is going inward. He has to turn inward and look at himself, look at his actions, connect with his higher self, all sorts of stuff. It could be a beautiful thing. Now, what I'm seeing here on the edge here, it's like the next moment. So the next moment for the masculine, after he kind of gets this place and he is turning inward and connecting with himself, then it's about moving forward. We see the Six of Swords. It's all about moving forward. But notice, it's like he's moving fast, right? But at the same time, he's moving slowly. Again, because look, the seal, don't lie to me and tell me the seal is pulling this man. Like, if this were a husky, okay, I could get it. But the seal is pulling this man. And so what I'm seeing is in the physical, it may look like slow movement, but in the energetic, this is initiation energy. This person is going fast. Their energy is changing fast. They're going through a lot of changes on the inside, but in the physical, he might be slow to come towards you. He might be like going somewhere else. He might be connecting in other ways. There might be the need for further learning, in which case he might pull in a third party person, another female or male, whatever it is, or he may go travel. He may, right? Whatever the next path is, it's going to be going to the next path, and it's about moving forward to better times. What happens, and we all hope that this is the final time and he finally comes, right? But you know how it is, guys. But what I'm seeing here is for the divine feminine, it's interesting because I'm getting a very young male energy, like a sun almost, S-O-N. So it's interesting, but yes, but also this could also mean another man. For a lot of times, it's another man that wants to come in. You see this starfish? So this divine feminine is looking into this cup. This is the Ace of Cups, but she's this Knight of Cups here, wanting love. She wants love, but this masculine is not ready. He's taking his time. He's doing whatever. And so he's healing. And so what happens, see that starfish? It's sometimes a soulmate. Another man comes in, male, female, another love comes in to carry her, to be that emotional fulfillment, to help her, and also to remind her what love is, because it's very common that through this continual abandonment and rejection, right? And just fear-based thinking and just ghosting and not getting anything in the 3D from this person who's like distracted, right? Masculine's giving me a look. Don't look at me like that. That's what happens, okay? And I know, because a lot of people can attest to that. Look at his face. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, they have a sense of humor. But anyway, my point is, through that, she could lose her center and she could succumb to this idea of not, look at her energy. She's like, tell it, right? She could lose her center and she can fall out of love with herself even. Violation of this, she needs to beat the drum of herself. So sometimes we have this other person coming in to show love and to prop her back up. And I know a lot of you are like, I've moved on. I'm with someone else now, and I'm never going back to this guy. And I gotta be honest, sometimes that's what happens. This new energy loves you more than this person was ever able to or willing to show you, and you move on. And in this lifetime, a lot of you will get married, you'll have kids, you'll start your family, and you'll move on with that person, and the two of you will, go your separate ways, and masculine will call in whoever he needs, and you will call in whoever you need. That happens. Let's see. Oopsies. Oh, whoa. The card that came out is this. They're showing planning. It's off camera. They're showing planning. For a lot of you on this call, we don't know. All we know is that, you guys planned this together. But part of it is like, are we going to end up together in this lifetime? For some of you on the call, this is a very real possibility. It really, really is possible. If masculine can get through his, if he can get in touch with his emotions, learn to be vulnerable, allow himself to be loved, and kind of commit, right? And see that the joy and what can be had is with this feminine if he's able to open up. And for feminine, she will, if she can get over the anger and the frustration and the fears and the insecurities and the judgments and all that stuff, right? If the two of them can work through that in this lifetime, and I'm seeing here in past lifetimes, this was just not able to be worked through. I'm seeing that down here, all right? But it's possible for some of you in this lifetime, but it really is up to the two of you. Okay, now that being said, I was going to pull a card for, feminine. Oh my God, a card, the grief card. So I'm seeing here that a lot of you are so much in grief that you see this masculine, he's like asking for help, he wants help, but you can't even offer it. You're turning yourself away because it's like, I'm not putting myself back in that place to be hurt again, right? That's what, is happening for some of you. Let's look at the masculine. Oh, masculine, Queen of Wands. Interesting. Let me clarify the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands typically, for me in these readings, it can refer to the masculine, the feminine. So notice how she's turning away from the masculine, possibly coming into connection and with new people. I see new men coming in for her. It's part of the cycle, Spirit is saying. But then as that's happening, remember this push and pull, now he wants to start thinking about his Queen of Wands, right? May try to return. Let's see what Spirit suggests for feminine. Whoa, this card's not even... Allow the wheel to turn. Allow the new cycle to come in. Allow for the wheel to turn. Have that new beginning. And the question is, what's like, look at me, I'm like, we want to know, like, should we go back to this person? Should we leave that man alone? I feel that the answer, they're just telling me the answer. Thanks, Spirit. They're saying that the answer is to watch the male. Is he loyal to what he loves? In other words, is he showing up for this connection? Now, this new guy that comes in for you guys all know that there's always going to be a new person that comes in, because this is the pattern, this is the cycle that Spirit is showing us. They're teaching us today. And this is what happens. Will come in. If you let them in and you let this thing, this wheel change, and you see the pain you've been in, and you are open to new energies, right? And if you're open to wanting this love, this new love, and feel fulfillment, and finally to feel commitment, what's going to happen is you're going to be given a litmus test. So this male, as he tries to come back, this divine masculine, as he tries to reach back out to you, come back into you, you're going to face a moment when you're like, let's compare these two. I know this guy's ready to go. This new guy's ready to go. This Knight of Cups is who's coming in, this starfish, soulmate, right? But is this person, and you might find that you have to choose between the two. Spirit is saying you judge where to go based on how loyal this new person, this old person, this divine masculine is. Is he ready? Is he showing up? And you'll know it. You'll feel it. Oh, whoa. I totally just hit that. You'll feel it. Wow. This Tower. Why is it coming out? And it came out upside down. All right. I think you're looking for if it lasts. If you are together, holding on to this baby, holding on to what you've built, what you've created, as this new beginning, when this divine masculine comes and you've got this, what do you call it, Knight of Cups coming in, like freaking Romeo. The thing is, the challenge here is, if this tower with you and this guy, this connection doesn't fall in the face of this new person, maybe that's a sign that it's time. In other words, this other person is going to be so good, they're going to be ready to give you what it is that you want. And you look at the end card. Ooh, I got to hurry up. Look at the time. Oh my God. Some of you may well find that you're just more satisfied with this new energy that came in for you, in which case this will spell the end of this. If that's the case, then you will see that the connection between you and your masculine will fall, and it just won't be able to hold up next to this new energy, right? But if you find that oh my God, look at this. I cannot make this up if I tried. If you find that this person, this divine masculine, has come back, he's ready to get it. He's like, male, female, doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, I know that I messed up, and you could see that he's there in his mind. He's connected. He understands his role. He knows what he's looking for. He's found himself. And this tower, this connection doesn't fall. What happens instead is you'll move into this 10 of Cups. 10 of, Pentacles. We all know that the 10 of Pentacles is about firm foundation. So look at this. You'll have a choice between other partners and this person. And when this person and your masculine, this goes here. The 6 of Cups, soulmate, right? When this person comes in and tries to give to you again, your job is simple. You measure your masculine as he is in a 3D with what you know him to be, supposed to be, in the 5D. Is he matching himself? Is he being the divine masculine? If he is, then these new relationships, it almost doesn't matter who comes up, they fade into the background because there's no competition. There's just togetherness, and from there you guys build. You're supposed to build. That's what this is about. This is about being of spiritual service to the world. That's what this union is about. But if this person is not really bringing anything and he's the same as before, it's going to end, and this other person will come in and you will do your thing. That's just the cycle. Spirit is saying that's what happens. Now, I do have to go soon, but I can't go without talking about this. This is third person energy, third party energy. Remember, I told you in the beginning that as I was putting the tower, I wanted to put that in together in this tower here, in this window. They're in two different rooms of the tower, right? Because a lot of males, they have this interruption, this interception, it's usually another woman or other women, right? And again, check the divine masculine reading that we had some days ago. What happens is, look at this. This is this other woman. She gets involved with this. It's by, it serves its spiritual purpose, but it ain't good, obviously. And look what happens. All hell breaks loose. This is the Eight of Wands. All hell breaks loose. But looking at it, this is all, there's this idea of, wow, enjoying that at first. But then all hell breaks loose. And she looks like Dorothy. She finds herself, he or she, whoever the cheater is, the third party. And remember, divine feminines, you guys cheat too, a lot of you, right? So in that case, you'd be more in this cycle of, anyway, whoever's cheating, whoever this third party is, male, female, to whoever. But in this call today, I'm seeing it attached to the masculine. Their life is turned upside down. And they too start to have, they go through like stress and whatnot. But their role, what happens to them is they eventually come to this place where if they transmute properly, they will disconnect from this masculine and they will come into themselves, hermit. And see how she's cleaned up a lot? Now her energy is much better, much more relaxed, right? And eventually, well, before I get to eventually, take a look here. What I'm seeing happens is that for the third party, they come into this place, and also the masculine, a lot of times they think that they're falling in love, right? Like they see each other, lovers, wow, they're falling in love, but they don't realize they're two different, it's not the real deal, but maybe it's functional and it's a tool for learning, Spirit is saying, and healing, of course, right? But what happens is they look in the mirror and they see an emperor, but the emperor does not belong to them. The emperor is here somewhere else, right? Of course, he's not there, he over here, right? But my point is they look in there and they mistakenly see their emperor. But what happens is that's not the emperor. That's the emperor at rest. Emperor is not in his emperor-y way. I made that up. Cute. He's not in his emperor-y way. He's not acting emperorally. He's at rest, and now he's in his 3D kind of like Seven of Swords deception, right? But once that situation resolves itself, and it always will, okay, unless somebody dies first, right? What happens is he comes into this King of Pentacles. It's awareness, right? And he's like, oh shoot, what have I been giving to? I haven't been who I really am, right? I have to look at him, look at all the emperor at rest, and see how this one bunny's looking off. He's like, holy, what am I doing here? I haven't been who I am, who I really am. See? And look at him looking at himself as this cute little polar bear looking at himself, and he's starting to look and go inward. So this catalyst, like I said, the third party a lot of times is a catalyst for going inward and starting to look at who they are, and they go into this resting moment, and they even more, and they take a look at this deception, and they come into more of an awareness. Look at this ring now. It's like, oh, okay, my ring. It's wanting to come into union, wanting to recover what has been lost, and starting to put two and two together, and right? And from that moment, he is the King of Pentacles. Oops, okay, just got a phone call. Anyway, doesn't just make promises in a non-physical, he makes promises he comes back in a physical, making actual physical steps. The King of Pentacles, when he is in Emperor mode, I see this Emperor standing up and walking around. This is the physical coming forward. And so we see here, like I said, moving forward, wanting to come towards the feminine, but it is the feminine's job to then measure, is he in his Emperor for reals? Is he loyal to me? Does he show that he loves me? Does he make these efforts? And if the answer is no, then there must be a moving on. There must be a moving on. And that's just how spirit works. And then it becomes a back to the drawing board for the Emperor to keep moving forward and trying to heal and continue doing his thing. Now, I wanted to say one more thing because it's coming in from the outside here. What happens after the masculine the masculine in the 3D, after the demise of this third party situation and blah blah blah, if he has, what happens is she eventually moves on and empowers herself. That is the blessing of a third party person, the blessing of the person who was, you know, interloping or came between this connection, their blessing is that they get to have a healing of themselves. They also go inward, and if they are in their light aspects, they will see it for what it is, and they'll go inward, they'll heal, they'll make amends, they'll blah blah blah, and they'll be moving on and doing their own thing, and happily one day meeting their person, right, whoever their person is, and of course having, you know, to deal with any karma, whatever. But that being said, if they're in their shadow, that's when you see the trying to hold on and trying to, and then the feminine's in her shadow, the two of them are bickering and this and that, he's mine and that boy's mine, and like, you don't, like, all of that is just no, okay? And if you've been engaging in that, Spirit says it's fine, they understand, because these are real heavy emotional energies. You know, we see every day people getting shot up, people being murdered, all sorts of craziness because of this, but that's because these are big feelings that are coming through. But a healed third party, male, female, doesn't matter, moves on and finds themselves, and the masculine finds himself going back inward and moving closer to the feminine, only to be measured. And if it's going to work out, they will come into, bam, this card is right underneath, right over here. Lovers, they will come together in the physical. See this Two of Cups? Now, how they come together really depends. They can come together gingerly, start, you know, getting to know each other. They can come together, make amends. See there, she's saying sorry, he's accepting fish, they're talking it out, but hats are off, they're keeping it real, you know, they're laying their brooms down, they're laying their weapons down, they're not going anywhere, they're on this beach talking to each other, and right, and if they can make it last, if it works in this lifetime, look what happens. The card that was right underneath is the Lover's card. There's connection. That's not something you can fake, guys, all right? I'm seeing this Phoenix energy here. They're saying that this energy is what makes worlds. It's alpha, omega, in, out, up, down. It's that what's that? The Tao, you know, the yin yang, right? It's coming together and it's finding fulfillment and commitment within each other. And from that place, it is very, very common that if twins come into union, in harmonious union, right, then they move into spiritual service. And you'll know this because there's almost this feeling that we have to build something together. You'll know this, and once you start coming there, that kind of stuff will start to come in. Now, the card underneath that is the Four of Wands. We know that the Four of Wands speaks of, it's a happy marriage card. It speaks of foundation. This is foundation that is set in the physical then, all right? So, see, we're seeing in the physical coming together, talking things out. If it's time and it works, and it's time for you in this lifetime to have harmonious union, and everyone, all parties are on there, energetically, right? You come back together. There's a foundation that you build together. And I say foundation sounds like a business. A lot of you will come into spiritual business, spiritual service. And some of you, actually a lot of you who have gotten personal readings with me, you've learned about spiritual service that you're supposed to be coming into. And some of you have twin connections, some of you don't. But remember, it's all about spiritual service at the end. It's a very powerful union, and so whatever you do is about grounding energies of the new earth and bringing it down. But you have to master yourselves first and coming together. Now, the last thing that I'm seeing is the Three of Wands here. We know that the Three of Wands speaks to waiting for ships to come in, this and that. But in this deck, what I'm seeing here is you, as the divine feminine, sealing off the past. You're now in union with your honey bun, and you're sealing off the past, and you're saying whatever came before, the tower moments, the cheating, the this and that, the lying, the dishonesty, me melting down, me scratching, keying cars, whatever, all of that, you're sealing it in the past, because you see that you've got your two wands, you and your honey bun, and it's all about, that was all about learning, and it was a sacred journey, right? So anyway, long story short, I have to go, but yeah, Spirit is saying, oh, that's so funny, they gave me the beginning and end cards. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They're saying this is beginning and end. this right here is that twin flame beginning and ending cycle. And thank God they came through, because remember in the last few calls I was like, I hope they come through and tell us something about it. Thank you, Spirit. And they're saying it's just this cycle that keeps going and going until you guys come into union and you open up. And what's birthed, the mother, the father, the son, what's birthed is this spiritual service to be of union, of service to spiritual union to be of service of other people. Right? They're saying that's the beginning of this twin flame journey, and that's the end of the twin flame journey, moving into service. All right. Now I want to say one more thing before I go. You may not realize it. Look at you as this, you, whoever you are, divine feminine, looking at this divine masculine like, nah, I don't see it. But I want to let you guys know, if you are truly twins, you are already married on the other side. So a lot of you feminines will feel like, dear God, you're my husband. Like, what is going on? It's a resonance that you have, because it's your job to hold the spirit. Hold the spirit. Yeah, thank you. Hold the spirit and hold the vision. And so therefore, of course, you're going to feel this resonance and this remembrance. When you get readings, you may even, some of you may, your reader may even say, wow, you guys feel like husband and wife. That's because you are in the non-physical, but it's about getting that grounded into the physical, as above, so below. It will happen eventually, right? But until then, let's respect the journey. And Divine Masculine gave us an earful a few days ago. Remember on that call that he said, I always laugh. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I don't know. Anyway, he was like, respect the journey of the masculine. Okay, we are here. We are respecting. They're doing a good job of representing themselves, right? Because we don't often see that part. Sorry. Why am I laughing? Anyway, I'm not laughing at, I'm laughing with. Anyway, guys, I have to go. Like, this happens. I need to get my butt up earlier. I don't want to get up at 5 in the morning, though. I mean, it's like a Saturday. Anyway, God bless you guys. I have to go. And thank you so much. Leave your comments below. If you do have questions, you know where to find me. I've now included my email address. Oh, I'm so scared. In the box below. Okay, don't just like shoot all sorts of emails. Please meditate first and then hit me up if you have a question. If you'd like to donate, you have my donation information there. And of course, if you leave comments, when I get a chance, I'll try and sit down and, like, you know, I like to give you guys personal readings. I will be doing another super daily reading. I've decided that daily readings are going to be these lessons, these channeled sessions for Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through. Amen. And the super daily readings will be the ones dedicated to just personal readings. I really love doing personal readings for people and having those come through, and I will definitely let you guys know when I'm going to do that next, okay? Now that I've completed all of the zodiac signs for the month of November, now I'm going to turn to do some personal readings and get some started this weekend, and then try to pump out like the super daily readings so you guys can get your personal readings. Yay! Mini readings. All right, anyway, guys, thank you so much. God bless you and have a beautiful Saturday. Mwah. Bye. Oh my God. Sorry. Divine Masculine is popping in, and he's saying, "Go easy on the men." Okay, we will do our best to go easy on the men. Thank you. They're so funny. Divine Masculine is bringing through 2 more cards here. Okay. One is overcome any obstacle. He's saying in the feminine. And trust in the magic, he's saying to the masculine, okay? Overcome the obstacles, feminine, our divine masculine energy saying, because there are many. Sorry, that was my commentary. When I start laughing, because you know I'm just like, I'm not. Anyway. And divine masculine, his message to the divine masculines watching, and we do have masculines watching. Thank you for connecting. They're saying trust in the magic. They know that you don't believe it, but that's because you're in the physical and you are not trained to hold a vision like spirit, like feminines are. All right? And divine masculine, thank you. Finally, he's like, come together, will you? That's his energy. Thank you. Would you see our side? Yes, and then we'll be nice. Anyway, thank you, Spirit. I'm gonna go now, really, for reals. Bye. Mwah.